Hey, Salvador Briggman here. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. And today we're talking about e-commerce and specifically how you can promote your e-commerce store using Facebook. Okay, so e-commerce marketing is rapidly changing, and you might be wondering, how do you incorporate some of the new changes into marketing your store, whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned or you're a veteran e-commerce owner. So when it comes to this video, I'm gonna kind of break it into two different things. One is organic marketing and the other is paid marketing, right? So we're gonna kind of go through both. I'm gonna first start with organic marketing when it comes to Facebook. Okay, so usually when it comes to organic marketing, you might be interested in exploring Facebook. If this is kind of your first time, this might be your first product, you're not super aware when it comes to marketing, and like Facebook is obviously one of the easiest ways to get started aside from Instagram. So here's just a couple of quick checklist items that you can do to get more visitors to your store, to build more brand awareness. And you kind of want to think of Facebook, I look at it as a funnel, right? So at the top of the funnel, you have awareness, and that's just people who know what your brand is. They have a sense of the products that you sell, and they know why it is that you sell them. In other words, what does this do for them? Why would they be interested in checking out your product? You think of this in more like, brick and mortar terms. If I was going to buy a backpack that I wanted to be rugged for going kayaking or going hiking, where would I go? And a certain number of store names will actually pop into my mind, or website names will pop into my mind. You kind of want yours to be in that list when people are thinking about your particular product. So for example, if I think about cool watches, like I'm looking to treat myself and I had a really good month or a birthday, and I'm like, I need to treat myself with a new watch. All of a certain number of brand names that kind of come into my own head. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go shop on Vincero watches, or these watches, or Movement watches, right? I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll get even an Apple watch. You wanna be in that list when people think about you. So this starts with the top of the funnel. So what you're gonna do, number one, is you're gonna start sharing content regularly on Facebook. Now, this is very difficult to do if you don't use a tool, because if you wanna try and remember, like, okay, every day I'm supposed to share a bit of content, most people forget. We all lead very busy lives, and most people are gonna forget to share content on Facebook. Heck, even with our own personal Facebook feeds, most people aren't even posting anymore, right? So when it comes to that, you wanna automate this. You wanna use another tool to help you with this. And there are two tools that stand out in my mind that can help you with automated posting on your Facebook page. The first is Buffer, B-U-F-F-E-R. Go and check out Buffer. That's what I use. And also with some of the clients that I help, we use Buffer. The other is Hootsuite, and it's pretty much this, it's a very similar tool. Hootsuite is another tool you can use to schedule posts in advance. And the way that I would think about this is you want to put out articles, you want to put out videos, you want to put out images that are going to engage your actual customer, that go beyond just you sharing content related to your product. You don't want to just be always spamming, look, we have a new deal here, we have a new deal there. You can do that, and that's great. But you also want to share content that is a little bit aspirational, right? So if you have a product you've created, let's just go with the bag that you've created, a really rugged camping bag, you can be talking about new stuff that you're working on, and you can maybe giving them ideas of new camping trips that they can do during the fall or during the summer. So what are some of the cool places that they could go? Maybe they should go to the Appalachian Trail. Why don't you share a video that someone produced on YouTube that talks about some of the top hikes out there in the United States or whatever country it is that you're in. You don't just have to share content necessarily about your product and your business. You can also share content that's a little bit aspirational, educative, informative, interesting stories, those kinds of things. And in that way, you get their attention, and they realize that they can get really cool tips and advice from your page, as well as you guys also sell packages and bags and like kind of stuff you might take when you're going hiking. The second way that you're going to want to use Facebook is almost as a broadcast medium. You can kind of think of this as like a television channel, right? You're gonna be broadcasting your own messages, your own marketing to the actual customers, and you're gonna invite them to interact with you. And this is kind of like the second step. It's great to talk about this new bag we're working on, and to tell the story of that, the way it was designed, the type of materials that you're using, this spacecraft grade, spacesuit grade fabric that you're using on these bags to make sure that they're super seamless and like water never gets in them, and they're really rugged and durable, the same kind of stuff the Army uses or whatever. You can go and you can educate, and you can talk about materials, design process, the way you thought about it, the way you imagine this product coming together, the iterations if you want to, the way that you sketch this out. You can share photos from the factory. The more you share the process of the product being made, the more that people will appreciate the actual end product. And here's a great example why. I remember one time I was going to a museum and I went and I was seeing all these art pieces and I was just kind of not really that interested, quite frankly. Like, it was kind of boring to me. I'm like, why am I at this art museum? But then all of a sudden, when my friends started to educate and started to tell me about all of the work that went into some of the pieces and how this artist was going through this particular time in their life, and that led to this particular piece. And it's not just them painting on like a canvas, it was actually layers and layers and layers, and it was made over the span of an entire year. And I started to be like, that is awesome. Like, that's incredible. Can you imagine spending a year producing a piece of art that also reflects the things that you were going through that year? That's actually really interesting. And it's this person's way of perceiving the world. So when I started to learn about the process that went into the end result, which was the art, I started to also appreciate the art much more. And the same thing happens with businesses and products that you make. The more you can show customers the process of something being made with video, with imagery, with storytelling, the more they're gonna view that as being a high quality thing. But the second part of this process is you can't just like educate and like talk at a customer and like broadcast to them, right? You also have to invite them to engage. And this is really the secret part, or the secret sauce, if you will, that you sprinkle on top that allows you to then turn these views, these eyeballs, this attention into actual sales and into actual customers. You want to invite engagement. And obviously engagement can be likes and shares and comments and that kind of stuff, but I'm talking about engagement in terms of like direct messaging the page. Because when someone direct messages your actual Facebook page, that is an opportunity. That's a sales opportunity for you to answer questions, for you to build excitement, for you to actually get that person and transition them into being an actual sale for your business. Now, there are so many ways you can deal with this. You can set up, a Facebook autoresponder bot if you want to. You can have a member of your team whose focus is just on social media and Facebook and converting customers into buyers. But this is a really surefire way for using all of that attention that you're generating with Facebook and to convert that into actual sales, or to convert that into potential leads. You could say, hey, thank you so much for asking this question. We're actually doing a sale next month. I haven't talked about this publicly, but if you want to, just let us know what your name and email is. We'll add you to the list, and when the sale happens, we'll send you an email. And if you want to, you can get a bag for 30% off. How does that sound? And more often than not, a customer is going to be like, yeah, sure, why not, right? And you just suddenly start to build your email list that way. So there's so many ways in which you can use this, but you want to invite engagement from the posts that you're putting out there. Another great way to use Facebook as an e-commerce entrepreneur, as a store owner, is to be able to coalesce your tribe and to really turn this into, again, like I said at the beginning, a broadcast medium for you and your business. Think of this as your own individual shopping channel, right? This is your own TV channel. And I think that if a person came to you and you're like, hey, we will give you your own TV channel where you can sell your products and we're not gonna charge you anything, you'd be like, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. Like instant broadcasting to a bunch of people, I'm there, right? And that's exactly what Facebook is. So number one, when it comes to broadcasting and sort of coalescing your tribe, you can start to do Facebook Lives. You can start to post video in your feed. You can do stuff when it comes to producing episodes, even on Instagram, IGTV, etc. There are a lot of ways in which you can use the video medium. Kind of a way that I see not being used enough is creating a Facebook group that's actually tied to your page. And that's really for the hardcore tribe members who want access instantly to all of your updates, to all the cool stuff that's happening, to see the behind the scenes and inner workings of the company. You can almost think of this as like an insider's club, right? So the people that are super hardcore, maybe like watch collectors and who are brand advocates and enthusiasts, they can join the Facebook group and they can always get cool stuff and conversations about watches and sort of what goes beyond just owning one watch, and like why people are interested in that and the different materials that they're made of, and even like the engineering that goes into the time and the way that that works, the mechanics behind that, right? So you can create your own Facebook group if you want to, that's tied to your actual page, and use that to coalesce your tribe and coalesce the audience. Why would you want to do that instead of just having a Facebook page? Well, it gives you a lot more control. And you can also do things like you can say, hey, if you want to join this group, let us know what your name and email is. So you can also use this as a way to gather emails. You can also ask survey questions in the group. You can sort of tease people upcoming product launches that maybe not your entire audience gets access to. There are so many ways in which you can use a group. It's really like your private online forum, right? So this is another easy way to use Facebook's functionality in order to market your e-commerce store. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said that I wanted to first cover some of the easy and quick tips that you can use when it comes to organic marketing. Organic basically meaning free, right? Now I kind of want to transition into this video talking a little bit more about paid marketing and the ways you can use Facebook's advertising ad manager to be able to reach more people, to convert people into customers, and the way to think about that. Facebook has kind of transitioned into being a much more pay-to-play game, but honestly, the tools they give you are amazing. Like, they allow you to target people in such granular ways to make it so that you're getting your messages in front of the right people. You can actually measure the ROI or the effectiveness of your advertisements, and you can actually see what is the cost to acquire an email lead, what is the cost to make a sale. So if you're saying like, look, we're running ads and it's costing us $10 in order to make a $50 sale, it's like, heck yeah, let's put more money into the ads as long as that sale is profitable, of course. So Facebook is very powerful in that way, and you can use that either as an e-commerce store entrepreneur or hiring someone like myself in order to help you run these various Facebook ads for your online store. So what are some of the things you should know right off the bat? Number one, easiest way to start experimenting with Facebook ads is just to do a boosted post. A boosted post can go to your audience of everyone who's liked your page. It could go to a custom audience. It could go to an audience of people on Facebook. All a boosted post is basically you saying, hey, I want more people to actually see and interact with this post. You put maybe $10 into a boosted post, and then all of a sudden you're seeing a lot more people when it comes to seeing that ad on Facebook. The second way, and that's kind of like the easiest next way, is to begin to run likes campaigns for your Facebook page, to begin to see what the costs are in order to acquire a like. Right now, why might you want to get some likes on a page? Well, if you only have a couple of likes, it's really the easiest way to begin to build your page with relevant people. They're gonna see the messages that you then post. It allows you to coalesce a little bit of an audience. It also gives you an idea when it comes to the actual pricing for going after a particular audience. So you can also run a very simple likes, which is also known as like an engagement campaign on Facebook, in order to start to build your page a little bit there. Now, going a bit deeper, let's talk about some of the more targeted ways you can actually do things like you can drive traffic to your website. You know, we've been talking mainly about keeping traffic within Facebook, right? What if we want to push people to something that's external, right? This is where the magic happens, because once you get someone onto an external website, they then become your potential customer. And when they either opt in to, let's just say, a landing page, they become a potential lead. When they eventually transition to being a sale, then they are one of your customers. You have their contact information. They've made a purchase with you. They are far more likely to make another purchase with you than a random stranger who has never, heard of you or seen your brand before. To do this, there are a few different ways. So first, you could very simply just experiment with it, running a traffic campaign where you're just literally sending website clicks and sending website traffic to your website and just kind of seeing whether or not this thing actually works, right? This is, to me, the worst way to begin, because traffic is guaranteed. I'm telling you, I've been doing marketing for 8 years. Traffic is guaranteed pretty much when you have an advertising campaign. Now, you can obviously improve things, like you can improve click-through rates, you can improve the right type of traffic that you're sending, you can improve your targeting, you can improve engagement on ads, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you do it right, traffic is pretty much guaranteed when you're running an advertisement. However, what is not guaranteed is engagement, conversion, and sales. Hear me out here. The worst thing that can happen to you as a marketer, and I've had this happen to me before, when I was just getting started, is to send thousands of people to a website or to a landing page and have no one buy your product or a very minuscule amount. And it's so frustrating, right? Because you're like, what? I'm spending all this money, I'm getting so many eyeballs and attention, but they're not converting on the page. And pretty much it doesn't matter. People ask me like, what is good marketing? What is good advertising? At the end of the day, it's the type of messages that get someone to buy something, right? It doesn't matter otherwise if you're getting lots of attention, if you're super popular, if you have tons of followers, none of that matters, right? The only thing that matters is, are you able to get people to convert into leads? Are you able to get people to convert into customers? Because at the end of the day, that's the point of business, is to make sales, to grow your revenue over time. It's not just about getting more and more social media likes and followers. Like, that's great, but it doesn't, business is not, the metric is not popularity, right? The metric is, can you build a sustainable and profitable company that continues to grow over time, that allows you to run even more advertising, to kind of create this self-perpetuating system almost, where you're getting money in the door, you're servicing customers, your customers are happy, you also have enough profit to be able to pay all of your employees, you have enough profit to be able to invest back into ads, also maybe at the end of the day, a little bit of profit for the owner, and then more ads, more customers, and you repeat the process, and over time, that's how you grow a business, right? You get more and more customers, more and more leads, more and more awareness, and that is the name of the game. When it comes to this, Facebook conversion campaigns are your friend. Like, these are the things that are actually gonna get people to convert on your page, are gonna convert into sales. You really have to master what I call conversion campaigns, because if you don't, you're gonna get lots and lots of leads, or lots and lots of traffic rather, lots and lots of eyeballs, lots and lots of visitors on a particular page, but you're not gonna make any sales, or you're not gonna get the result you want, which is maybe like a lead where you can then send them further communications of some kind, and it's gonna be so disheartening to you. Mastering conversion optimized ads and mastering conversion and getting people to take action really goes beyond this video. And I would think of it, it kind of falls in two camps. So you either have to decide, mentally, this is something I want to master. This is something that I'm going to spend, the next 2 years studying, analyzing, understanding, teaching myself how to convert people who have never seen me before, who are a stranger, into actually being able to do business with me, right? That is a skill. It's really a marketing discipline. And you can either decide, I'm going to do that, I'm going to spend the next 2 years figuring that out, or I'm going to hire someone to do that for me. And that's kind of when it comes to, building a team, building people, or people like myself who can come in and can teach you these things, or who can come in and do them for you. So number one, if you are in this camp of wanting to learn, the best thing that you can do is to book a one-on-one coaching call with me, or to check out one of the books that I have out there. I've written 10 different books. They're all available out there. Lots of free education, lots of free videos, etc. Go and check out some of those things, or some of the other videos I got out there on YouTube. And think about, how do we get people to take action? The other is, you can also book a one-on-one coaching call, and we can discuss how I can help you with your e-commerce store, whether that's helping you run Facebook ads, helping you with the overall marketing, digital marketing. If this is something you're like, dude, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested. I just want to hand this over to a professional who does this for me, who stays by rigorous timelines and gets stuff done, then that would also be a good option for you. So I hope that you enjoyed today's YouTube video and some of the ways you can think about using Facebook and incorporating this into your store and into your business. I touched briefly, I'd say, on paid marketing, but I do at some point want to make a video that goes more in depth into Facebook ads and the ways you can use this. I got some other great videos out there also on this topic, so go and check out some of the ones I got in the archives of my channel. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so other people know it's worth their time. Come subscribe for more content just like this, and leave a comment down below if you want me to see that, or you want to give me a pat on the back as a thank you for putting all the time into making this content for you. Thank you so much if you decide to do that. Again, my name is Sal, and I will see you next time.